One of my favorite quotes is by Oprah Winfrey. I know, you're like, Oprah Winfrey? Arjan? Yes, I love Oprah Winfrey. And one of my favorite quotes by her is, anyone who tells you that owning your own private jet isn't great is lying to you. Anyone who tells you that being able to double your personal income in 12 months, anyone who tells you that isn't fucking awesome, they're lying to you. Either they're lying to you because they haven't done it, or they're lying to you because maybe they're trying to make you feel better, or maybe they're lying to you because they've got some really unhealthy mindset issues around money and they're trying to appear modest or something. But I'm telling you, it's great. Am I right? I'm also going to tell you, it's scary. Is it scary? It's scary. And if you're not prepared for it, it's gonna fuck you up. Because your relationship with your family is going to change. Your relationship with your friends are going to change. Your relationship with your kids is going to change. Your relationship with the employees are going to change. Your relationship with your coworkers are going to change. All of the relationships you've got in your life are going to change. There's one relationship that won't change. First of all, everyone who's experienced it, am I telling the truth? Do all your relationships change? Yes. All right. The only relationship that doesn't change, if you have a dog or a cat, your relationship doesn't change. Your dog doesn't like you anymore, and your cat's still a fucking cat. Every other relationship you've got, it's gonna change, and you better be ready for it. This is not fucking joking around time. This is not immature fantasy time. This is get ready for some shit to start to shake up in your life. That is how I know that some of you aren't going to do shit with the automatic referral machine blueprint that I've given you. You can all sit down now. Thank you. I know you're not going to do anything with this automatic referral marketing machine blueprint, automatic referral machine blueprint, because you know it's going to be uncomfortable. So look, Section 6 of this workbook, which begins on page 83, there's one part of Section 6 that I'm going to talk about now. And the rest of it, pages 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. Grab all those pages. So you're grabbing pages 89 through 96 of your workbook. You got them? You got them? You're holding them? I want to see you hold them up. Hold them up. Tear them out. '89 through 96. Tear them out. You got them? Come on, Rich. Just tear it out. Tear it from the top. All right? You got them? You got them? Well, it's okay, because now you're tearing them up. Just tear them up. Just tear them up. Just tear them up. Don't even worry about it. Don't even do anything on those pages until after you are consistently writing handwritten notes to at least 10 people a month. Whether they did something nice for you or not, you find 10 people a month and you find an excuse to write them a handwritten note. After you're doing that, don't even look at those pages until after you are every month consistently having a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, some kind of a meeting. I would recommend lunch is the easiest to get people to come to, and bringing 3 people together who really should know each other. They don't have to be clients. They don't have to be referral sources. Just 3 people in your local business community who really ought to know each other, and connect them up. Until you're doing that consistently every month, and until you're consistently having someone call every one of your cases after the case has closed, or the matter has been resolved, or the matter has reached an appropriate milestone, until that's happening consistently, don't fuck around with the complicated stuff. You can double your income just doing this really basic stuff. Once you show me that you're doing this consistently, I will do another workshop. We'll do a webinar, we'll do a virtual, we'll do something, and I'll teach you the stuff that I just asked you to throw away. But until you're doing it, don't fucking waste your time. All right? Because I'm not interested in impressing you with fancy stuff. I'm not interested in trying to show off to you how smart I am and how I can come up with the most complicated, creative solution that no one's ever... I just want to get you fucking rich. Okay? I just want to help you double your income. I want to help you get consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable. Watch, I'm taking this off of the heat source, and watch, it keeps turning. Consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable. It's not even on the steam, and it's still working for me. Consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable. Is this starting to get a little bit boring for anyone? Consistent, predictable. Raise your hand if you're getting a little bored with me repeating myself. Grow the fuck up! That's what it's like to build a multi-million-dollar business with an automatic marketing machine. It's fucking boring. It's consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable. It just fucking works. There's no goddamn drama. There's no adrenaline rush when you come to the rescue because you fucking are about to go broke. It's just consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable, consistent, predictable. It just, you find better ways to get your kicks. You stop using the drama in your business, the self-created drama in your business to get your thrills. You become a grown-up entrepreneur. Who's got teenagers? Fucking nothing but drama, right? The second the thrill is gone, they break up with their boyfriend, girlfriend, non-binary friend, whatever. They break up because they're not really emotionally mature, right? They're teenagers. They're not emotionally mature. They're in it for the thrill. How many of us have been married for like more than 10 years? Is it always a wild, crazy thrill? Now it's time for some honesty. It's a mature kind of thrill, right? It's a more real love. It's a more real commitment. It's not always fun and games all the time, right? Sometimes you're just sitting at the kitchen table talking about the bills. It's not always like this, big romantic adventure. So I asked you yesterday, do you want to double your business in the next 12 months? Do you want to double your income in the next 12 months? Then we have to have a grown-up conversation. We have to have a real conversation about the parts of doubling your income, the parts of doubling your business that are scaring you. I'm going to give you the lesson that I had planned to give you in this session later. The parts we tore up, I'll teach you another day. Right now, I'm concerned that we've got a lot of members in this room who are not really facing the realities of what's going to scare the shit out of you about doing what's got to get done and getting the results that it will very reliably and predictably and very reliably and very predictably and very reliably and predictably produce for you. So I shifted the agenda around, and we've got a little more than an hour to do some Q&A, because I know you guys wanted more Q&A. While those in the know are jumping up and going to the mic and not going to get left out, you can always see. By the way, I just want to make a point. Watch this. Just watch. It's okay. Just watch.
Well, you weren't there. Book was.
All right, watch. Just real quick, Eric, what are your firm's revenues going to be this year?
2.5, hopefully.
Person behind you.
1 or 1.2?
Right behind you.
1.2.
Right behind you. Each of your firms.
2.4, and we have $1 million pipeline in the other.
All right, over here.
1.5.
Right behind you. Adam.
What was the question?
Revenues this year.
Oh, 800.
Microphone.
800.
Behind you. Go to the microphone. This, what,
500.
this side did you not watch? They all went to the microphone. This
800. 100.
All right. What do you notice about almost everyone at the microphone, everyone?
Extremely
Over $1
attractive.
million firm. Who here would like to have $1 million firm? Well, then why the fuck are you in your seat? I mean, seriously. Did I say only go to the microphone if you already have $1 million firm? Did I say that? Did I? Do you not believe that I could help you solve some of your problems to exponentially grow the revenues of your firm? I mean, you believe I can, right? So the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I just want you to take this moment to reflect. If you're sitting on your ass and you don't have $1 million firm, but you want one, or you don't have a $500,000 firm, but you want one. And I just invited you to go to the microphone, and you're still on your ass. And look, you're still on your ass. You're still on your ass. You're like still, I'm like literally, Vlad, get the fuck up, Vlad. Go to the microphone. How much more fucking clear can I make this? This is exactly my point. I'm spelling this shit out for you guys. I'm telling you it's not complicated. I'm showing you example after example after example of how it can be done. I'm showing you example after example of example. You're still on your ass. You're still on your ass. I mean, who would like to have $1 million firm and you're still on your ass? Raise your hand. Dan, I'm throwing this to you. Dan, I'm throwing this to you. Tammy, I was throwing this to you to give to Dan, to then throw to the guy, throw it to someone with still on their ass who wants it. Like, why are you still sitting there?
I joined yesterday.
And
I am processing. I do have a question now that you've asked me why I'm sitting on my ass.
I'm trying to help you with something really real, okay? I just joined yesterday. I'm still processing blah, 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 blah. I want you to just think about the feeling inside as you sit there comfortably, quote unquote, processing. Okay? And whenever you feel yourself having that comfortable, kind of like leaning back, kind of like on the outside, on the outside, kind of watching to see how it goes, kind of feeling, I want you to lean in. Okay? Because that feeling is not doing you any favors. That, I just joined. Okay, well, 90 days from now it's going to be, well, I just joined 90 days ago. And then a year from now it's going to be, well, I just started the process a year from now. And, well, I don't know anyone who has doubled their business in just 1 year, except there's a room full of people who have done it, right? And I'm not saying this to give you shit. I'm saying this because I really want you to recognize what's going on inside of yourself and be on the lookout for it, because that feeling is bad for you. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
All right. Dan could have thrown that. There we go. Someone else wants to turn. Yes.
Well, I just joined this weekend too, but I'll tell you the reason I'm not at the mic is because of the room of other people in this room over this last few days.
Because what?
Because the room of all the other people that have helped answer those questions to help with the processing. I don't really have a lot of questions. I just have implementation to do. So I don't have questions at the mic. I have questions in the room.
You know what? I want to tell you, that's about the only question, that's about the only answer I think anyone could have given me that I would literally just applaud you for.
There you go, bud.
What I heard you say, and I'm paraphrasing, but what I heard you say is, I don't have to ask any questions because I know what I need to do.
And who to go to the questions when they come up in the near future.
What I'm taking away from you, I'm just hoping you say, yes, that's what I meant, is I'm not going to get distracted. I got my blinders on. I'm laser focused. I know what I need to implement. I just got to implement this and this and this, and I'm not going to get distracted. I'm just going to move forward and get this done the next 90 days.
Amen.
All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. For anyone who is on your ass still, but you want $1 million firm, and you're like, yeah, that would have been my answer, then I retract my sarcasm. I take back all my vitriol, and I applaud you too. All none of you. The last session of the day today is possibly one of the most important parts of the entire live quarterly meeting. And it's very telling who sticks around for it and who cuts out early because I have a flight to catch, right? Like, I need to save $300 on my airfare, and so I'm going to miss the most important part of the whole meeting. The most important part of the whole meeting is where you sit here and you literally map out the next 90 days of action steps. Watch this, everyone. If you have $1 million firm or bigger, and you agree that that's one of the most important parts of the whole live quarterly meeting, raise your hand. Look around, everyone. Look, you don't have to implement like 90% of what we teach you. We give you more to implement than you could possibly implement in 90 days at every live quarterly meeting. It's not about doing everything. It's about picking one or two things to just get it done. And if you like chocolate ice cream, you pick these things to get done. And if you prefer vanilla ice cream, you pick those things off the buffet to get done. And if you like butter pecan ice cream, then you check these other things off. It doesn't matter. Don't go home and say, oh, well, I can't do everything. Woe is me. You're not expected to do everything. Pick the things that work for you, but use the last session. The people with the most successful law firms, and you could ask them, and most of them I think would probably tell you they were doing this before they had $1 million firm. Most of them stick around for a whole extra day in the hotel to strategize and plan the next 90 days. Give me a round of applause if you do that. Notice it's the people with the fastest growing firms who do that. The causes and effects is my point. Allie, yes, I got it? Good. All right, so I don't know who, oh, you went to the mic first.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, I'm going all in on implementing this in my firm, everything.
I just got to make a housekeeping announcement.
Yeah.
The housekeeping announcement is that the housekeeping announcement is that I'm asking permission to brag on someone. And he just said, sure. And I'm asking him to give me some names that I can brag on, because I wouldn't do this without permission. The housekeeping announcement is there was a lot of interest, and you guys asked us to put a speak to sell from the stage workshop onto my calendar. It wasn't on my calendar. I was not planning to offer that workshop. You all asked us to put that onto my calendar. We put that onto my calendar. That is now taking place on what dates, Renee?
February 23rd to 25th.
February 23rd to 25th.
I lied. February 25th to 27th.
25, 26, 27. And it'll either take place in Miami or in California. We're not sure yet. And we have a few spots left for that. How many spots do we have left?
I have 10 spots left.
10 spots left for that, to learn how to speak and sell in front of an audience of prospective clients and referral sources. For those of you who loved working with Dennis, man, are you going to be pissed off. When I get permission to name drop the names of the people who my co-presenter has trained, you're going to shit your pants. My co-presenter is the one who hosted the mastermind that I flew to Mexico with all of the $100 million and multi-$100 million business owners 3 weeks ago. He's going to be co-facilitating this Speak to Sell from the Stage workshop with me. It's going to be a good one. All right, just want to get that out of the way so we could not have to talk about it anymore. Eric.
Okay, so we were going to go all in on a lot of these tools. We haven't been doing all these things, and the timing of this is great because we hired a full-time gas caller within our firm, and
Good for you.
encountered some tactical things that might be of benefit to other members. So my first question is, it came up yesterday. A lot of times when she's doing gas calls, like she'll get a 10% response rate for reasons, people don't answer their phones anymore. We talked about this yesterday. My question is the email going to be the full explanation of what the gas call is, or is it just, we need to make an appointment? And if it's just make the appointment, how do we get them to respond? Like, what's the engagement? What's the hook to get someone who's not answering their phone to schedule a call with our client outreach coordinator, we're calling her?
Okay, Oscar, Nick, heads up. I'm going to be calling on you, so get a microphone in front of you, please. We did our boiler room. Who was at the boiler room? Good experience? Yes. Nick, I think that our response rate was about 10%, am I right?
It was about 13.
13%, materially the same. Mm-hmm. When we run the, that was the question. When we run the Coffees for Closers workshops, that's where you are in a room with me for 3 days and you are calling your own prospects and making sales and making sales and making sales and making sales and making sales. Last time we did it, we had 20 firms. I think they collected almost $1 million. I think they collected $1 million. No, they collected $500,000 in 3 days and booked another $1 million of appointments coming up. And I think the rate of reaching people was around 10 or 15% the first day, and it got higher on days 2 and 3 because that night we had them send emails to everyone to say, I'm going to be calling you tomorrow. I have a bunch of theories about why. One of my theories goes like this. I think most people have cell phones, and if you're like me, if I don't recognize the number, I don't usually answer. Yep. So I don't think that response rate is terrible. I don't think it means you have a bad dragon. I think there's some things you can do to improve it. One, you could send your clients emails, plural, letters, plural, ahead of time to say, we've devoted next week to calling our clients because we want to check in on you, blah, blah, blah. If you'd like to schedule a time for us to call you, please go here. Otherwise, just please be on the lookout for a call from whatever your number is. And I think that will probably improve your answer rate. It has done that for us in the Coffees for Closers workshop. Good?
Okay.
Awesome.
Next, so we have virtual offices in
50 people standing behind you. You're like, next, you motherfucker, quick.
Very, very quick. We have virtual offices
and part 3 of my question is
throughout the state, and if we want to schedule with the lunch meetings with Team 100 members, I'm not physically there, and I'm not planning on flying down to LA to meet for a lunch unless I don't know that it's worth it, but maybe it is. I mean, what about a virtual lunch where you're like, let's just get together, we'll send you a gift card. Is there a way we can make that work and it's not
I
too
literally
shitty?
was thinking about that last night. Don't ask me why I was thinking about this last night, but I literally was thinking about that exact thing last night. And for some reason, I was thinking that that's like exactly what Melissa Emery would do. This is just the way my mind works. Try it.
Okay.
Can't hurt. No, that was it. That was 2. Come on.
That's it? Just what title would you give a dedicated gas caller? We're calling her client outreach coordinator. That's all she does is gas calls. Does it matter? I think these little things sometimes might make a difference in title. If someone gets an email from them, do you have an opinion on that?
You mean a time of day?
Title of person who does gas calls, outgoing. Does it matter? I don't know. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, but I just...
Dustin, what do you call the person who does it for you? Our client outreach coordinator?
Yeah. That's
client appreciation coordinator?
Okay.
I like client outreach coordinator.
Yeah.
I like that name.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Hey, Arjun.
Hi.
I'm feeling scared about doubling my business, so I came up here to have a grown-up conversation with you.
Good. Are you scared of doubling your business, or are you scared of doubling your income, or both? Because they're two different things. It's important you guys all understand those are two very different things.
I understand how they're different, and I guess it's a combination of both.
Okay. Just in the interest of time and respect for all the people online, which one would you like to talk about first? Let's just talk about one.
Maybe I should clarify what about it scares me. I mean,
Okay.
you know, we've grown a lot over the last 2 years, and there's been a lot of change, obviously, in terms of staffing, people coming and going, systems, feels like a ton of juggling. And so the idea of doubling that, whether it's the gross revenue or my personal TOB, and all that's going to bring with it in terms of new people, new systems, new juggling.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
What you're describing is, and you might also have a fear of doubling your income, but there's nothing you've said that speaks to fear of doubling income. What you've described is fear of doubling revenue.
I think that's right.
Because I think, from what I'm hearing, look, where were your revenues 5 years ago? Gross revenues.
5 years ago,
Roundabout.
2016, maybe 500,000.
Where were your revenues 10 years ago?
100,000.
So take me through it. 100,000 grew to.
So I can take you 70 grew to 150, grew to 3, grew to 5.
So doubled and then doubled again.
It was doubling every year until I hit a plateau.
And the plateau was
700,000.
700,000. It plateaued. So it went
70
to 150, 150 to 300, 300 to 600, 600 creeped up to 700, 700, 700, 700, 700, stuck at 700.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so think of it like a stick shift car, okay? You went from neutral to first gear to second gear to third gear to fourth gear, and then you stayed in fourth gear.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're telling you to get on the turnpike where we're going to set the cruise control at 90 miles an hour, and you're like, oh my God, my engine's going to blow up. Well, if you stay in fourth gear, it'll blow up, but there's fifth gear.
Mm-hmm.
You go to fifth gear, and then you can cruise at 90 miles an hour with no problem.
I've never been in fifth gear before.
I know that. And that's the practical, profitable mindset program that we're doing next year, right? So you're going to have to learn to have a different relationship with your team. Like literally, I was literally having this coaching conversation with Oscar, who's next to a microphone right now, last night at dinner. Oscar, next to a microphone. Oscar, next to a microphone. You can tell the event people.
Yeah, what's up?
Because they run. Oscar is like sauntering over to the microphone. Run! All right. I was literally having this conversation with Oscar last night at dinner.
Wish I'd been there.
Careful what you think you want to do.
This business will gross $22-ish million this year.
24.
$24 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
Allie and I, our total owner benefits will be around $3 million this year. And it really could have easily been $4 million, but we put another million, but we left $1 million back in the business to grow some other businesses that we're launching. I work in the business about 70 to 90 days a year, depending if you want to count boat days, right? If you count boat days, it's probably closer to 90. If you don't count things like boat days, it's probably more like 70. I had to learn to work with someone of Oscar's caliber. Oscar's predecessor was someone who could do a lot of things, but I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound funny, because I don't mean it in a funny way, but I could kind of push that person around a little bit by the force of my personality. I can't push Oscar's like, listen, the last business that I ran was grossing, Oscar,
Gross?
the last business you were the CEO of had
Gross revenues were 500 million. And the income was 220 million.
And before that?
A little bit less. Sales were higher, about 750 million, but we only made about 190 million.
And before that?
370 million. That was Brazil.
Are you understanding the extent to which I can't pull any shit with him?
Yes.
For many, many years, for most of the time that I've known Oscar, he personally earned way more than I did. Like, way more than I did. I mean, so I basically hired a mentor to teach me how to be a grown-up entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying?
Totally.
Well, that's a very different relationship than the relationship I had with the person before Oscar, who was basically doing what I told him to do. Mm-hmm. Last night at dinner, we were having a conversation. We have 120-something full-time employees. Used to be a time when I knew everyone by name. For those of you who have been around a live quarterly meetings long enough, at the end of the live quarterly meeting, I would like literally name and thank each and every one of the members of my team. And I knew them. And at dinner last night, I was telling Oscar, I'm like, I feel really uncomfortable because I feel bad that I can't go around to each table and say hello to everyone by name, because I literally don't know who half of them are. And I feel bad about that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And Oscar coached me at dinner last night and said, they don't feel uncomfortable. You don't need to feel uncomfortable. This is how it is. And they know that because they're professionals and they've worked in big organizations before. Don't worry about it. And practical, profitable mindset. Anyone who wants to grow your business into the multi-million-dollar range and not have the whole thing fucking implode on you should be enrolled in the Practical Profitable Mindset program, because this is all the kind of stuff we're going to be dealing with. The Practical Profitable Mindset program is not mechanically how to do this. It's all in your head. So, yeah, growing your firm from $700,000 to $1.5 million, you know, you're going to have to learn how to hire a professional legal administrator. You're going to have to learn how to allow that professional legal administrator take the reins and run parts of your business that right now you run yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's going to require you to deal with a whole bunch of personal issues of control and personal issues of trust, and learn how to manage your business by numbers, not just by how you feel about things. You're going to have to learn to run your business with an equal, because in my areas of brilliance, I am the best. But in Oscar's areas of brilliance, he's the best. And in Renee's areas of brilliance, she's the best. And in Sherry's areas of brilliance, she manages all of our finances with a 5 or 6 person finance team. She's the best. And in Erica's area of brilliance, she's the best. And so I have had to learn to appreciate, and I do appreciate it, but I learned to appreciate how amazing it is, how fun it is, how liberating it is to be surrounded by people who are so much better than you in their areas of brilliance. Because if you're the best marketer, and you're the best sales, and you're the best professional legal administrator, and you're the best chief operating officer, and you're the best CFO or financial controller, well, then your business can never be better than you. And so, you know, do you have kids?
Yes.
How old are your kids?
4, 2, and 2.
Okay, so, I mean, I have a 6-year-old, so I haven't had this experience, but parents of grown kids, I mean, how does it feel when you realize your kid doesn't need you anymore? Okay, now tell the truth of how fucking scary it is the first time you realize your kid doesn't need you anymore. I mean, we're trying to grow a business so that it lives and grows and runs independently of us. And that requires a lot of personal development. Oscar?
This morning at the renewal breakfast, I think you brought it up in one of the tables, had the question, where you said it has been decided that you are now fired from that job. And it was the answer to a question that was asked by a member who said, how do I stop doing everything in the firm? I do it all. And Arjan said, it has been decided you are now fired. And you let somebody else do that job. And until you are at that level of comfort where you allow somebody to do it for you, you're never going to grow to the next level. You're always going to be the obstacle.
I mean, personal development, it just never stops. You just never stop needing to work on your mindset. So the best advice I can give you just in this setting is what you're experiencing is very normal. I don't know anyone who's built a multi-million-dollar business who didn't go through what you're going through now. And what I would invite you to do during the break is raise your hand if you've got a $2, $3, $4 million firm. Keep your hand up if it runs mostly without you, because you've got a professional legal administrator running the day-to-day. Look around. Go talk to them. Up here. They're always up here. They're always up here. Everyone with the firm under 100,000, 200,000, there's a reason why they're always up here. Because we only let the good people sit up. No, because they just get here early and they run to the front. That's why. It's normal. Okay?
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Marjorie DeLima from Maryland, and I need to go back to a basic, and that is culling a referral list. And we've tried to implement the 100-team list throughout the office, and that kind of stagnated. And so my question is, I mean, I can't call my clients and ask what they need without having a referral list. So
that's not true.
Well, why is that not true? I mean, I can call them to check on them,
because this will operate by just pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
Watch.
Okay.
Watch. What's your phone number?
301. Do I have to say it out here? Okay, 301. 370.
Hold on. Give her the phone. Dial the phone number. Do you have your phone number? Your phone on you?
Yep.
And dial your phone number. Dial your phone number. All right. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
I'm putting you on speaker.
Hi.
Hi.
I give a shit about you. Do you have any problems I can help you with?
Okay. Yeah, I actually need, I don't know, a boob job.
Okay.
So,
I don't know someone in your area who does good boob jobs. Where are you located?
Rockville, Maryland.
Rockville, Maryland? Okay. If you'll give me permission, though, I know a lot of people who know a lot of people. And if you give me permission, I'll go to work for you, and I'll see if I can find you a good referral. Would that be okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I get it.
Okay, wait. Is there anyone here from Maryland? Maryland?
Christy.
Does anyone here from Maryland know a good cosmetic surgeon?
Oh.
Does anyone from Maryland know, you're from Maryland and you know a good cosmetic surgeon? Just say yes or no. Good. Okay, so can I connect the two of you together?
All
you
right,
see how
babe.
that works?
We'll talk on the plane.
You see how that works?
Yeah. But can I ask, like, go a little further with these? I would love
further
to
than a boob job? I don't know. Can you?
Well, yeah. I like a tummy tuck and, whatever. But are you calling me again? Oh, somebody else is calling me.
No,
Wait,
that's not me. All right.
Somebody from Wyoming. Anyway, I think it's him. So.
Make sure I'm not butt dialing.
So, I would love to. So I would love to do the monthly lunches and get people together, but I don't have people to get together. So how do I find these people? Where do I call them from? Am I cold calling people I don't even know?
Yeah.
To go get to know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm going to take a little longer to do this
Greg
exercise.
So, what?
I'm going to take a little longer to get this up to speed because I feel like I don't know.
Because you feel like you want to procrastinate forever. It's really simple. So Greg Branch, who is not here anymore, I introduced him yesterday. He's one of my financial advisors. He is a brilliant networker. I mean, he's like an extraordinary, just brilliant networker. Before the pandemic, he invited us to a dinner party in his home. And he said some of the people, and he told us the names of some of the people who would be coming to the dinner party, and I was really excited because some of them own some cool businesses in Miami. And one person in particular, he named this person. I said, oh, how do you know that person? He goes, I don't. What do you mean? It's like, I just called him. Said, hey, I'm having a dinner party. I'm really a big admirer of your business. I'd like to invite you. These are the kind of people I'll be having at the dinner party. I think you'd like to meet them. Would you come? And Allie and I actually were riding in the elevator up to his condo, and there was a couple there, and we said, are you going to Greg's? And they said, yeah. And they said, how do you know Greg? And we explained how we know Greg. And they said, oh, that's a relief. And I said, why? And they go, because we never met him before in our life. I mean, you go places without knowing people, right?
Yes.
This is what professionals do. We go places.
Okay. I'm still not.
Are you
solid on it?
What kind of law do you do?
Guess. What
I don't know.
everybody
What kind of law do
does.
you do?
Family law.
You do family law. Okay. Are you or are you not a badass?
Yes, I'm a
Well, then fucking prove
badass.
it. Then fucking prove it, because you're not speaking like a badass. You're speaking like the opposite of a badass.
Okay.
You're
I
speaking
forgot
like
I was a
meek,
badass.
mild, I'm not sure I can pick up the phone. How the fuck am I supposed to trust you to kick ass for me in a contentious divorce if you can't even pick up the fucking phone and call an adult and say, hi, I'm an adult, you're an adult. I'm a professional, you're a professional. I'm organizing something that I think you might be good, that might be good for you. Would you like to come? No, fuck you. Oh my God, I can never do this again. Be a fucking badass. Come on. I mean, channel your inner badass. Pick up the phone and call someone.
All right. I'll call the...
I had to ask one of our members to please leave our dinner last night. That was not easy. That was scary, but I fucking did it because that's what you do when you're the owner of a business.
Okay. Can I delegate this? No. Is this delegatable?
If only someone knew that most of you wouldn't ever get around to doing this and then offered a service where we literally will do this for you, then you would be able to delegate this. Yes, you absolutely can delegate this. This is 100% delegable. You don't have to do this yourself. Someone else can do this for you. We actually created a service to do it for you because I know you won't do it.
But does your service include referral sources?
We pick up the phone, we call, we invite people to your lunch. We set up the lunch for you. We call and we invite people to the lunch for you.
Okay. All right.
100% delegable. We could do it. Someone else on your staff could do it. Anyone could do it. It just needs to get done.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Next.
Are you and Oscar available for dinner tonight or tomorrow?
Probably not, because this is the last day of the live quarterly meeting for all of you. We still have 2 more days after this of team training. So I'm pretty tired.
All right, well, shoot me a text. I'll be around.
Okay. Was that your question? Next. Was that your question?
No, well, no.
Okay.
I've had experience giving out referrals who were just absolute.
When you give me a $20,000 check on stage, I'll give you a second bite of the apple, by the way. In case you're wondering, why does Adam get a second question? Because he just handed me $20,000 on stage. Anyone want to hand me $20,000 on stage? I'll give you a second bite of the apple.
I've given out referrals with catastrophic results, which reflects very poorly on our firm. So
catastrophic meaning you've given out referrals that didn't work out very well.
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that's it's a similar question. Growing the list with qualified people who know what they're doing is really a challenge for me.
What are you doing to qualify people to earn them a spot on your list?
So for the professions that we know, I think I know what criteria our clients should be using, but I don't know what criteria.
Give me an example. Give me an example of something.
I'm going to give you one I don't know. I wouldn't know the criteria to use in selecting a plastic surgeon for my wife's boob job.
Okay. I guess we could get more personal. All right.
Well, I mean, pick any example. A florist. I tires for my car.
You said your wife's boob job. We got to stay with your wife's boob job.
Okay, fine.
All right. So, all joking aside, right? Because we're not 14-year-olds in junior high school. Boob job, right?
Speak for yourself.
There is a methodology. There is a. Holly, stop. The methodology is the same methodology, right? Okay, now I understand the problem. I just figured it out. You're basing your criteria on the accountant, the lawyer, or whatever, just based on your knowledge of the person and not a real objective criteria that you follow. So you do business law.
Correct.
Your firm helps people buy businesses, correct?
Yes.
You have a due diligence package that you use. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I were to buy a restaurant, what would be in the due diligence package if you were representing me to purchase that restaurant?
Yeah, we're going to look at the seller's corporate records. We're going to look at their contracts. We're going to look at their employee list, their vendor agreements.
Keep going, faster.
Financial records.
Any lawsuits,
Yeah,
licenses,
yep.
insurance, spot check vendors, spot check employees, bank records, blah, 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 blah. Yes?
Right.
Have you ever owned a restaurant before?
A food truck.
Have you ever bought or sold a restaurant before?
Sold the food truck.
Okay, so now I'm not buying a restaurant, I'm now buying a tire store. Go. What's on the due diligence package?
Generally the same stuff.
Have you ever owned a tire store before?
No.
Have you ever sold a tire store before?
Nope.
Okay, now it's going to be a shoe store. What's on the due diligence checklist?
Same stuff.
And now you're also getting into inventory and UCCs, right? You have a checklist. You do due diligence, yes?
Right.
Okay, so do you have a due diligence package for putting people onto your referral list?
I am ready to write that down right now.
Well, write it down. I'm not going to give it to you now, but come up with your due diligence check. You want to make sure that they're licensed. You want to make sure that they're insured. You want to check with the Better Business Bureau. You want to see if they've had any grievances filed against them. You want to see if they have any lawsuits pending against them. You want to talk to some of their vendors. You want to talk to some of their references. Does this sound like a lot to say to a person before you put them on your referral list? Vlad, could you imagine? Vlad, go to the front. Vlad, go to the front. Vlad's got the same question. Does this seem like, oh my God, what will they think of me if I say to them, listen, I have a lot of clients who need X, Y, Z, and I'm often in a position where clients are asking me for help with this or helping me with that, and I want to, and I'm looking for someone to be my go-to person for X or Y or Z, and I'd like to refer business to you, and I want to do some due diligence. Do you think it's an unreasonable request, Vlad, to put that to as one business owner to another business owner on whether or not I'm going to refer business to you and put you on my referral list?
Not at all. I think it's very reasonable to do due diligence.
Okay, and if the vendor, whether it's a plastic surgeon or owner of a restaurant or an accountant or a parking lot paving company, says, well, these are a lot of questions, and I don't really understand why I need to answer all these questions before you refer business to me. Why don't you just refer business to me? Vlad, what's your response? Not saying fuck you, but what's your real response?
My real response would be fuck you, but come in a nice wrapper, like thank you for your time, I really appreciate it. We'll stay in touch.
Okay, so Vlad, this is how I'm going to help you have $1 million business. Don't run away from the conversation because you take shit personally, okay? The response is, well, listen, here's the deal. I've got a lot of clients. They put a lot of faith in me. They put a lot of trust in me. I'm going to be putting my reputation on the line. When my clients ask me for a referral and I give them a referral, they know that they can count on that referral, and they are the best clients you're ever going to have because they know that I've done my due diligence and they know that I stand behind my referrals. And so I'm going to do for my clients the same thing that I would do for you. If you ever ask me for a referral to a plastic surgeon, to a parking lot paving company,
I fucking need a parking lot paving company in Erie, Pennsylvania, if you know of one, okay?
Does anyone know a parking lot paving company in Erie, Pennsylvania? Because Adam needs to double his income.
And I've been considering a boob job, so, you know, also.
And you explain to the person. I mean, you obviously preface the ask with, hey, listen, I know I'm going to ask you for some due diligence. It's going to be a little bit intense, but let me explain to you the reason why I'm going to do this, because my clients really depend on me. Which, by the way, when the owner of the parking lot paving company has you ask all these due diligence, he or she is then going to go, oh, wow, this seems like the kind of lawyer I want to have represent me too. You see what I'm saying? All right. Adam, does that answer your question?
Yep, thank you.
Is that helpful to everyone? All right. Sam.
In terms of maximizing the lifetime value of the referrals I get, one of the things I'm really struggling with is what I can offer as an add-on or additional service for a real estate lawsuit.
Sorry. No.
He's looking for a parking lot paver.
Renee, I just sent you a text. You want to know how to maximize the lifetime value of a client who you just resolved a litigation case with.
Right.
All right. Tell me more about the client, not about the case. Does the client own a business?
Generally not.
Is the client a homeowner?
Yeah.
Is this a commercial property, a residential property that the litigation involved?
Typically residential.
Sorry?
Typically residential.
Okay. And you've helped them resolve a case of fraud where they've given the house back?
It goes either way. I mean, usually they keep it and take money damages. Sometimes they rescind.
Okay. So what other issues does the owner of a home typically have? Do you own a home?
Yeah.
Okay. So what issues do you have as a homeowner that you would appreciate some help with?
Maintenance, repairs, cleaning, hiring domestic staff.
Okay, so listen to this. You, I'm guessing, read The Automatic Client by Warlow.
I've not read that one yet.
Okay, well, you've talked to one too many people who have. And it's a great book.
Mm-hmm.
I love the book. The Automatic Customer is the name of the book. It's a great book, and I love the book. But it tends to cause people to think that there's only one way to create automatic customers or automatic clients. And they tend to think that the only way to do it is by charging a monthly referral, a monthly subscription fee.
Mm-hmm.
And so the criminal defense lawyers, the bankruptcy lawyers, the personal injury lawyer, how do I do this? Completely the wrong way to think of it. You will make pennies and nickels and dimes figuring out how to sell your clients a monthly subscription fee. $500 a month, $200 a month, $100 a month. Your life will suck shit. You will hate that whole program. Everyone who does that, other than business attorneys, estate planning attorneys, almost everyone else hates it. It doesn't work. If you will create a program like that and give it to your clients for free, you will make 10 times more money by giving it to them for free. So imagine that the case you typically earn is how much on a case?
$15,000.
$15,000. What if we took 1,500, 10% of that 15,000, right? And we took it and we put it in an account that's not to be touched for 12 months. Okay? And every month, we deliver $100 of value for the client, $100 of value for the client, $100 of value for the client, $100 of value for the client every month, right?
Every month after the close of the case?
Case is closed.
Okay.
And there's $1,500 waiting for you for 12 months from now if you execute on this program where you deliver $100 every month, $100 every month, $100 every month of service, which should be worth $500 to thousands of dollars for the client. Yes?
Right.
Whether they ask for it or not, they've paid for it. It's been paid for. Now you have to deliver it. So what would you do for the client a month after their case is resolved?
I'd probably refer them to an estate planning attorney to make sure that whatever happened with their real property, their estate plan is updated.
You'd refer them to an estate planning attorney, like, hey, here's the phone number of an estate planning attorney, or they're paying you. They're paying you for this. Could you do, if they paid you for this, could you do more than just refer them?
I bet you I could have my dragon get on the phone with them and simultaneously get on the phone with Francisco's intake coordinator and do a warm handoff.
You could like coordinate, facilitate a warm introduction between the client and the estate planning attorney in the first month.
Yeah.
All right. What are we going to do in the second month?
Make sure whatever property they own is adequately insured.
So we're going to review, we're going to actually call your insurance agent. We're going to get copies of all your insurance. We're going to review your insurance, and we're going to give you a written report to let you know if we see any gaps or opportunities for improvement in your insurance.
We're going to do that, or the insurance agent's going to do that?
You're the one getting paid to do the service, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but it's only $100.
Well, it doesn't take that long to do it if you do it in a systematic, organized way.
Okay.
And what are we doing in the third month?
I suppose.
Let me make a suggestion that you take what you have planned for your first month and your second month, you swip them around,
Okay.
put the second month in the third month, put the third month in the second month, and slip in the first month. The first thing you should do is you should coordinate a battery of inspections on the property.
Okay.
We're going to bring a roofer out, we're going to bring a plumber out, we're going to bring an electrician out, we're going to bring all these people out to give you an assessment of the condition of your home. We're going to get the air checked for mold quality, get the water tested to make sure that there isn't any, all the bad stuff in water quality. You should all get your water tested, by the way. Sincerely. You should all go home and get your water tested. It's shocking how many municipalities put very, very harmful chemicals in the water in your homes. We had Aaron Brockovich do a speech at one of our live quarterly meetings. And I mean, we went home and tested our water. Thankfully, it was good, but it scared the shit out of me. You could do this, right? How much do you think the roofer would charge? I'm guessing nothing. How much do you think the plumber would charge? Probably not much.
We could strategically select a battery of trades that don't charge anything. I mean, there are a
Especially
handful
when
that
they're
do.
smart business people and they realize, wait a second, you're basically setting me up for business because half the roofs that I go out to look at need work, half the pipes that I need work, half the electrical needs work, half, a bunch of the air needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, in Phoenix, roofers typically do it for free. HVAC typically charges.
My point being,
okay,
you could do this in the first month. Fine, call it the first quarter. This is your deliverable for the first quarter. Your deliverable for the second quarter will be the insurance. Your deliverable for the third quarter will be the estate plan. Your deliverable for the fourth quarter will be something else. Fine. Well, that's a subscription model, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you rather get paid $100 a month for the subscription model and have 10 clients subscribe to it? Or would you rather get paid nothing for the subscription model and have 100 clients subscribe to it?
I think the latter.
Who would rather have 10 clients subscribe for $100 a month, so you get $1,000 a month of income? Raise your hand. Or who would rather have 100 clients subscribe to this and they pay you nothing? Nothing? Free? See, it's much more profitable this way. So there you go.
Okay. All right.
By the way, for everyone who's been begging me to do an automatic client workshop, and I've told you it's really simple, that was the workshop. I basically take that and we break it down and I repeat myself a lot for 2 days. And we come up with Sam's plan for litigation. And then we come up with the next plan for family law. And then we come up with the next plan for estate planning. And then we come up with the next plan for criminal defense. And we come up with the next plan for personal injury. And I'm basically just repeating the same thing over and over and over again because everyone wants to do it for their practice area. But it's the same thing. Okay, next.
So we're trying to implement right now, basically as personal injury cases are moving forward, checking with the client every couple weeks, how are you doing? How's the firm doing? Those kinds of things. So we'll have that here in a week or two. I'm going to be dovetailing some of that with gas calls, old clients, kind of implementing and getting everything I'm hearing implemented. I'm also, at the same point, same juncture, getting ready to increase spend on website because I basically haven't had a website and all my practice is referrals. But then I hear you've got this great program to get this whole thing done. It's basically $2,000 a month. I'm going to be trying to make a decision here soon, I believe. Do I spend the 2,000 and have you guys set this up so I know 100% it's being done? Or do I put the 2,000 into website and SEO, and that's a long game as well? Anything, I know there's not a right or wrong answer, but is there some things I want to be focusing on, such as if I only have one old client, it probably doesn't make sense to do this. If I have thousands, yes, for sure it makes sense to do it because it's going to be a lot more work. Is there something like that I should be looking at?
It's got nothing to do with the number of old clients you have.
Okay.
That program has nothing to do with old. You're not inviting old clients to lunch. Okay. You're inviting referral sources to lunch. Okay. You're not writing thank you notes to old clients. You're writing thank you notes to everyone you come in contact with in your environment so you can create new referral sources. You're not calling old clients who are covered in dust to help them think through what comes next in their life after their case is resolved, because everything that was going to happen next has already happened. Okay. This is an ongoing program. So I just want to make sure everyone's clear. This isn't about calling old clients. So this is the criteria that I would suggest you use. What will require the least management and supervision from you? Because the most precious commodity we all have is our time. And anything that I can get done for me that I don't have to manage or deal with or supervise myself, man, that's a gift. I want that. So who's going to manage and supervise and make sure that the SEO people do what they're supposed to do and honor their commitments and hold them accountable? Will that be you, or will that be one of our chief marketing officers who can help you do that? I can tilt the scale a little bit, I think, and make this easy for you. How about this? I'll make this offer for everyone who wants to sign up for the automatic referral machine package. Try it for 90 days. If after 90 days you don't see the value, let me know, and I'll refund you for the fee for 90 days. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm not going to refund you the fee of the postage and the letter writing, obviously. I'm not going to refund you the cost of the lunch, obviously. I will refund you our fee. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. That offer is available only for him and no one else. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Andrew, I'll make that offer to anyone who wants to do this. Elaretha. We got 5 minutes for Elaretha, so let me just stop. We got 5 minutes for Elaretha. Answer her question. We're going to go out. The Kids Entrepreneur Club has their marketplace set up. Does everyone have cash? Does anyone not have cash? Does anyone need some cash? If you need some cash, come get some cash. I'll give you some cash. Buy stuff from the kids. But here's the thing. Don't buy stuff from the kids and just throw money at them. Like, force them to sell you. Force them to talk value, right? Even the little ones. Don't just, like, fall for their little cute faces, right? Like, negotiate with them. You're doing them a disservice if you teach them that they can get through life just being cute, right? Make them work for it, all right? Especially my kid. Make him work for it. He'll work you, you will not believe. He's a freaking negotiator. All right. Yeah, I wonder where he got that from. Exactly. He negotiates everything. Be careful what you wish for. Elaretha. Okay, so so what I was saying is, after we do the kids thing and we do the break, we'll come back and do another Q&A and just go back in line in the order that you're in. You follow what I'm saying? So everyone who's currently online, just look and see what order you're in. All right? You can now sit down. When we come back from break, you just go right back to that order. and we'll do another Q&A, and then we'll do the 90-day action plan. Aretha. The mic's not on.
Well, how do I turn it on?
Now it is.
Going back to what I'm afraid of when we double our firm's revenues is essentially what has occurred in the last 12 months when we've doubled our firm's revenue, and that's having a difficulty getting our team on board with such a fast trajectory.
Yeah.
How do we, they definitely enjoy working for a firm at this level as opposed to the firm I was 24 months ago. But how do I keep them on board with our vision of continuing a fast growth?
All right, so there are two different answers, and you kind of sort of have to synthesize them together, all right? The macho, soundbite, social media clip, TikTok answer goes like this. Ready? Fuck them.
It's easy.
Right?
It's easier said than done.
I said that's part of the answer, but that's not the other part of the answer, right? Part of the answer is you have to make a decision. Are you doing this for you, or are you doing this for them? Are you doing this for your kids, or are you doing this for them? Are you doing this for your vision, or are you doing this for them?
Of course I'm doing it from my vision.
Okay, well that's part of the answer. Let's talk about the other part of the answer. The other part of the answer is the most valuable asset you have in your business is your people. Once you grow your revenue up to about $1.5 million, I'm saying this to everyone, you will have to shift, and you will discover that your new job becomes building your people. And that pretty much becomes your job. And to build your people, you have to give them lots of coaching. You have to give them lots of information. You have to repeat yourself over and 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 over again. You have to keep vision casting and keep vision casting and keep vision casting and keep vision casting. Everyone on my team, what do we do every month? Some of you are here by Zoom. Some of us are in the office. What is it called? Our monthly town hall meeting. All the count of three. Everyone on my team, 1, 2, 3, our monthly town hall. And every month, where am I standing when I present this town hall meeting? In front of the dashboard with all the numbers. And what do I start off with, the town hall meeting? A list of all the stats. And I tell them everything that's going on in the business. And I tell them the good, and I tell them the bad. And the bad stuff, I make sure they hear it from me, from my perspective, with my vision, and my plan for how we're going to make things better, or how this thing that everyone might think is bad is actually really good. You got to always stay out in front of it and be constantly interpreting things and characterizing things and couching things and making sure that they see things from your perspective, because they don't hear it from your perspective. They're going to hear it from someone else from their perspective, and then it's completely out of your control. You want to control that narrative. And then just lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of training. Every Monday after the live quarterly meeting, all we do, we have a whole, I mean, you think this is intense? This isn't intense. We do a whole team training on Mondays. Every Monday after the live quarterly meeting. Like, we can't let you in that. That's ugly sausage factory intense stuff. We bring in people from the outside to help us with that. Constantly training, constantly training, constantly training. You have to constantly be reinforcing your values, constantly reinforcing your vision, constantly telling people where you're going, why you're going there, how it's going to help them. Team, do I do this? I mean, this is pretty much what me and Erica and Oscar spent a lot of our time doing.